Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction for Overlord. It is season 2, episode 13. And you know what to do, as always. If you want to enjoy the reaction itself, just go down into my description and you will find a link. Just replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots and you can see the reaction. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear out my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. So, just in honor of Princess Renna, today I have a Princess Cup. So, I really hoped we would see more of her this episode, but we didn't. Whatever. I just brought it in and it was not needed. Who would have known? So, let's say, there was a great episode, right? I mean, quite a good amount of fighting. A bit of comedic relief as well. And some new people we have just met in the end. Well, we will talk about it. So let's go through it one by one. First thing, we started off, interestingly enough, that Prince Zana is leading the charge. He wasn't really in the fight. He was just, you know, in his armor, sitting on the horse, talking to the people that he's there to protect them. So he's a poster boy, which is clever. If you see that the plan is that he should become the next king, and his sister is agreeing with this. She made the whole attack plan, so he's just acting as a poster child who's in front to the people, so that when he becomes a king, they're all like, yeah, he defended us against the demons. You remember, he was there. So it's important that he's in the mix somehow, although he's not fighting. Then in the fight itself, however, we had the adventurers of the Blue Rose, and well, pretty not even cleverly, just logically, they sent the copper and iron adventurers, so the one with the lower tiers, with the lower power, they sent into the houses to search for survivors, to search for the people that live there, while the others were still on the street defending against the demons while the others are searching. So it means the troops of the kingdom and the higher leveled adventurers, so gold and upwards, are the ones that defend against the demons. But it really is a fact that they really had to struggle, because even the low-class demons that were summoned, they are still demons. Those are not weak enemies, not at all. So we could see 3 different kinds of demons in the beginning, and they all were already pretty efficient, although weak compared to the likes of more or less everyone in the Tomb of Nazarick. The big one, the big blob, that was surprised me a little bit. So they had this idea that he, when he swallows an enemy, the face of this enemy appears in his body. And now I'm not sure about that. As some of you may know, I watch Doctor Who. I'm a Whovian, as they say. I really like it. And there was an episode where we had in Doctor Who an enemy who had the exact same ability. He was kind of like a greenish blob himself, or well, he was more grey sluggish, whatever. So he was an alien, and he kind of ate the person, the humans as well. So he digested them somehow, and the faces appeared on his body as well. So I'm not sure who stole from who here. Seeing that this is all Overlord very much based on the Dungeons and Dragons universe, I guess that is kind of a demon that exists in the Dungeons and Dragon universe, and that the Whovians just lent it from there. So I guess. So I was more surprised about the fact that I knew something like that. I like it, however. It's a very cool idea, and it is even more horrific. You know, if you have to fight something and you still see the faces of your friends and comrades on its body. That's horrendous. Horrific is correct, sorry. They tried to make a stand, and then Momoa appeared and just one-hitted everything again. For those who haven't watched my comment discussions on the last episode, yes, I'm aware I said Momoa. I am sorry. I was thinking about Jason Momoa, possibly because he's impressive and big as well. So it's Lord Mormon. Sorry. However, Lord Mormon appeared, was more neither just showing off, you can say, because there are no real enemies for him there. And then went on to fight against Demiurge, who he once again nearly called Demiurge and then instead went for Demon. Somewhere in the future someone will realize. While the others had to face the maids, which were there, and more neither every maid was there, which was cool. I like it. So we had Alpha and Delta fighting against Evil Eye, while the other three mates just, relaxed and had a chat. Because they didn't have to fight, they were just talking, waiting until it is a proper time to jump back into the fight and made it look as though they were fighting. Similar thing to what happened between Demiurge and Momon as well, Lord Eins. They just had a chat and talked, and then he just threw him in one. They did more neither just one attack on each other, and then it was done. So it's a lot of just playing, fighting against each other. But even for that, you have to do something. It is something if even if you're allied and you're getting said, we will have to hurt you a little bit at least so that it looks normal. It's not easy to take a punch that is coming and you have to take it. So to make it look real, still it is not easy to take a punch in such a moment. So, but they did it. On the other hand, we had Brain and Klein together with our newest named member, which I always have to look after, Lockmeyer. And they were running through the city searching for the civilians. And then there is this moment when Brain sensed something which he thinks is Schaltier. I am not sure if it was Schaltier. I really don't know. You can please comment on that, because I'm really not sure. Was that Schaltier just looking differently? Or was it another of the maids? Or what the heck? Because I really don't know. However, he attacked it, and he was aware of the fact that it has a way higher power level than he has. So it was some kind of a vampire. And it may seem crazy, but I can completely understand why he was happy when he clipped her nail just. And he aimed to just clip the nail. So I can understand that. She wanted to parry with it, so to pose again how big and important she is. And by being able to at least have an effect on her in whatever kind, that is already more than he had in the past. So he sees, I have a chance, not of beating her anytime soon, but I at least seem to be able to grow in level, to raise myself above what I am at the moment. And that's what he's looking for. Improve yourself further. And he did. So I can see he's happy, although it seems more or neither crazy. And even the vampire girl stated that. You're a little bit nuts, And I mean, if you're getting that said by someone who's possibly a member of the Doom of Nazarick, it's more than a praise, so it's okay. He went back, she did not follow, and that's the interesting thing. Because she realized someone of this group. It isn't Brain, because otherwise she would have reacted further sooner. So it can only be Climb or Lockmeyer. It would be funny if it would be Lockmeyer. It's possibly more likely it is Climb that she somehow reacts to in this, is that effect it was. And as I said, I really still don't have a clue who she is. Maybe she's one of the girls from Schaltier? I don't know. Maybe I missed something, but it was not clear to me. But it would be funny if it would be Lockmeyer, because he's like a white page right now. We don't know anything about him. That. And then we had the fight of the mates against each other and against Evil Eye. So yeah, it's no question. Alpha alone could have wiped out Evil Eye. It is a matter of time, and you can see the difference in power level compared to normal adventurers and normal humans by the simple fact that Evil Eye is still standing after the attacks. I don't know, maybe Alpha did not go in full force, that might be as well, but a normal adventurer level 30 would stand no chance at all. Evil Eye at least has a chance of, well, keeping a bit of time, and I'm pretty sure Alpha and Delta made it look as though they are fighting, although Delta was more neither just, sniping around and not really hitting, it's more like, yeah, I act as though I'm fighting here. Boring. While Alpha was at least punching a little bit. So it was about getting the time through, keeping Evil Eye busy while Momoa and Demiurge were talking. And Demiurge explained his elaborate plan, which includes 4 phases. I really like the fact that Ein stated, yeah, well, 3 of them I know, but I didn't think it were 4. While his inside voice, which only we can hear, is like, 4? I got none. It's great. It's just great. So he's a little liar again. So I can see those phases. They absolutely make sense, all of them. And in the end, as we already guessed, one of the phases is about well, they have to be there for the 8 fingers, which is the main object at the moment. And they were there about establishing Demiurge as an evil overlord, which is the arch enemy of the future for Lord Momon. So they improve the reputation of the Raven-Black adventurer, which we guessed already. It makes sense. It is a clever thing to do. And another thing is they had to put in this statue there, so that it looks as though there's a reason why this Archdevil is around. All of it, yeah, already kind of predicted a bit of it. Not specifically what, why, and where, but it makes sense. Now, the one question for me is, this statue he wants to place includes a 10th level spell, which can summon huge demons. It's 10th level. Those are demons which are really, really dangerous. We have seen this, you remember from season 1, the horns that Eins gave to the 2 girls, to the 2 women, which can summon a goblin army. Those were weak in comparison, just by power level, And those goblins are defending this village since then, are building up the defense, training everyone, and so on and so forth. So they already made an impact, and not a small one. We have seen those huge bone dragons in, I think it was season 1 as well, that one of these undeads summoned from this glowing orb of undead power. Those were level 7. Most of the undead fighting we have seen in the fights against the lizard men, where if you summon them, I guess like level 5 to possibly 7, but mainly 5, not the glowing golden army of undead. Those were, I don't know what they were. So to put a level 10 spell artifact there makes sense that the demon appears, but really that is risky. I mean, possibly not for the Tomb of Nazarick, they are strong enough, but if they put it there to be found, there were always some stupid humans who just think, well, I can summon them and it will be my kingdom, which is very likely, because if anyone would use that, he or she has the power to take over the kingdom more neither instantly. I'm pretty sure those demons would be way overpowered. Don't think that anyone can stop them from the kingdom at the moment. So I see the point of putting the artifact there, but it is dangerous at least. So maybe if you could have it destroyed while leaving or stuff like that, that made sense. However, Lord Eins instead gave him another artifact, which was created by the same creator, which is, if I am right, the creator of Demiurge himself. So once again, he gave something made by the old one that created one of his NPCs, of his guardians, and he gave it to him. So once again, a huge gift just by just ignoring the power level and everything, just by the fact it was made by your creator. That is possibly one of the hugest gifts you can give. And once again, he inspired loyalty. And once again, it seems as though he didn't think about it. However, Demiurge is very, very happy about it. The statue looks alike, but in my opinion, not as good. It is a prototype. It's the first one he created of this kind, so it's possibly a little bit flawed. I would guess it is weaker. And that's my question. Because he said use this one instead. Is it a weaker one? Is it one that's not maybe just in the idea of just working once and just summons one demon or lower level demon? I have no idea. That would be interesting because that did not come out to me completely. What is the difference between the two? Except looks, and except the one is a prototype. So is there a power level difference? That's that. Got that. Next page. I kind of stretched that in the last discussions already. I'm not happy with the fact that the Tomb of Nezarec is going so easily with the death of human in numbers, especially. And we once again had a hit there. So they took quite a lot of people from the area and resources. The resource was one of the 4 steps, which is clever. But they took humans to work for them or whatever. I myself, as the little cheesy one that I am, I'm not happy with that. Because it is just evil, you know? I like the fact that they made Lord Eins think about it openly to us. So it specifies once again where his position is. He is aware that is not good, and he should be against it by the fact that the player inside is a human, was a human. So he realizes, well, it's possibly not a good thing, but on the other hand, he clearly states, I don't give a F about it anymore, since I'm here. So he's aware that he's not feeling bad about it. He has no emotions about it. So, and then he simply states, well, then I should go for what is good for the tomb. And yes, it is. So, yeah, go with it. Do it. Well done. Take the humans. And the one thing he puts on is, however, don't be cruel in the end, you know? Like, if they're just, we don't need them anymore, just kill them, but don't torture them or whatever. Just end it, you know? There's no cruelty needed. So, it doesn't make him good in any way. But, well, he at least remembers that he should lessen it a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure where this is going. However, it once again makes clear that the Tomb of Nezarec is not a good place, is not a nice place. So they are not really good people. They are working for their very own benefits. And once again, one should ask himself, am I really for them to rule the world? Because I don't know if it would be good for the world. No clue. So, and we had the little fight between Demiurge and Eins, Momon, which, well, was already kind of predictable. I mean, Demiurge already said, you will force me to retreat, which he did in the end. I like the fact that they brought in Frostpain, the weapon that we knew from the Lizardmen. So Zariuzu gave Frostpain to Lord Eins, or maybe he lent it from him, I don't know. Which is a nice thing. Quite interesting would be if someone, I mean, there were some bystanders who see it, and mainly Evil Eye. If someone would recognize the weapon. I mean, it is a weapon of this world, so maybe someone realizes it. We know that Sariuzu was traveling before he came back to his tribe. So maybe someone outside knows of the weapon, and when he or she ever hears about it, they might be going to the lizards to learn more about Lord Mormon. And as we know from the end of this episode, there are people now who are interested in him. However, he beat Demiurge. Well, it is more like the fact that the evil demon stated, well, you're stronger than I thought. And it would be like a draw, possibly. So he would say, normally I would now take the city hostage. You know, I would endanger everyone. I would just summon hordes of demons to force you to give up. Or to fight against the demons instead of me while I search. But that takes too much power, it takes too much of my time. Why not instead say, it's a draw and I just go away. And you let me go away. So it's a kind of a contract, you know? Which Evil Eye didn't catch the first time. So that makes sense. It is for the better of the people, you know? He would have, it makes it look as though Lord Mormon would have won the fight, but by doing so have endangered the whole city and a lot of civilians. So by instead saying, I will let you go, evil demon from hell, he rescued people. Shines a good light on him, shows him as the nice adventurer. So that makes sense. I like the fact that the king appeared. That was really great. That was really good. So he is a good king. He stands up for his people. And when he's aware that some, not only just the most loyal troop, but possibly some of the most capable troops are not fighting the demons, because he is in the castle, he instead goes into the battle. So they have to come along. Nicely done. We had Aura and Mara again. Well, we had that last time already. Those two little cute elves seem to be partially the worst. I mean, what the heck? So they forced one of the Eight Fingers to tell them who the others are, bring them in, show them the meeting place. So they captured, I guess, all of the fingers now. And they forced her to do it by, yeah, well, you heard it. It's just not nice. Let's just keep it that way. Well, and they did not kill them. They instead took over the organization now. So the Eight Fingers belong to the Tomb of Netherrick now. And I'm pretty sure that they will do as the tomb wants very soon. Just by what those two little elves are capable of doing to people. Let's get to the end. So we have kind of an old mage, some kind of oracle, it seems, who wants to meet Lord Ainz because he heard about his powers and abilities. And he's like, that's cool, I want to meet someone more powerful than me. Interesting. And we have this blonde king. So he was named Majesty, so I guess he's a king or maybe an emperor. So it might be those are from the Empire. I'm pretty sure they're not from the Theocracy, because that's just not fitting. So we have one big power block, which we haven't met yet, which is the Empire in the South, so I guess them. Or otherwise, it would be one of those kingdoms mentioned in the beginning of this season, which are more in the northwestern region. But right now, I guess Empire. So, and the Emperor/King wants to learn more about the Raven Black hero, which he heard about. So, once again, new people with interesting abilities, and thus the mage said that Lord Ainz is someone who has at least equal power, even more. It means very likely this guy is of a very high power level as well. So I guess maybe level 10 magic, not sure. Maybe a bit less, but at least 7, I would say, at least. Possibly more. So that will be interesting. We have someone new, not yet enemy. But once again, most of what Lord Ainz does and choose to do in the past seasons was about keeping the Tomb of Netherrick hidden. So people searching for him and searching for Lord Mormon is kind of a danger for the tomb. because as soon as the world knows about a tomb full of endless amount of gold and artifacts guarded by undeads and demons, everyone will come flocking, as we know. So, that's it for this time. I really liked this episode. It was a nice one. It was really... gave this season once again a push. And I will see you the next time when the next episode comes out. Until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.